Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'm sending love and light to everyone this morning. So, today I want us to talk about anxiety because I know a lot of people get and go through anxiety, especially when they go through their awakening. So, this is just a video to actually kind of explain why everyone goes through anxiety and why they get anxiety, especially around awakening, just before isolation, just before you go through your initiation process. A lot of people are struggling with anxiety. It's a normal thing that happens to spiritually gifted people. However, I want to start by saying that sometimes it's spiritual, but sometimes it's also medical because we do have medical conditions that are not um, that don't have solution in the spiritual realm. However, we need to always let balance because some things are spiritual and some things are medical, right? So what happens is usually a lot of people go through anxiety because the nervous system, it's related to the nervous system because as a person that is sensitive, as a spiritually gifted person, you feel and you know things before they actually happen most of the time. So your nervous system already knows that there is a change that is going on in and around you, even when you don't know what that means yet. For most people, it's also a sign of misalignment because it's more times than not that you would be in a relationship that you're not supposed to be in, or it doesn't serve you, or it takes away from you instead of giving to you. So, most people will feel anxiety about their partners, about how they feel about their partners, about what their partners do and say. Does what they say, what do the words align with their actions? That could cause anxiety. Life purpose, those that don't know what their actual life purpose is. There's people that are living where they don't really need to know what their life purpose actually is and they don't have a problem with that. But there's other people that don't know their life purpose, where they are working a different kind of job, but they were actually chosen or called to do something completely different. So misalignment could also be a career, could also be platonic or romantic relationship, friendships also can play a big role in terms of why somebody would have anxiety. And lastly, the part I mentioned, if you are spiritually gifted and you haven't started your spiritual journey or you have not gone through your awakening, your spiritual initiation, you could get anxiety and it could be very bad. The soul usually is fighting to be recognized. Your soul knows what it's supposed to do, but your actual body, your 3D self, your mind, your logical self cannot or does not align or does not understand the assignment. But the soul is calling, is telling you it's time. Most people do have a timeline on when they are supposed to do their awakening or when are they supposed to do their initiation, right? So now the problem is when that deadline comes or approaches, most people are far from starting to plan or starting to move towards doing their initiation process. Um, 30 years, 24, 25, it's different for each and every person according to their guides, according to their soul, according to God, according to higher self. It is all different for each and every person when they want to start or when they should start. Usually there's a trigger. Usually there's something big that happens, a big event that happens in your life that changes. It might not be visible to other people, but to yourself. It's something that's big that triggers the awakening in you. Most people will go and consult, they tell them that they have um, a gift, but they don't answer. And they go years and years and years, and then they start going through the dark night of the soul. I will make another video about that. They go through a lot of changes, losses, and a lot of things, and then finally they answer. For some, they don't even have to go through losses, right? They automatically just don't know what's what, and then eventually, then that's when they go into their initiation. Some never do. So the soul is fighting. The 3D self is not in alignment with the 5D self, meaning that whatever you are doing in this world is not in alignment with your higher purpose or your higher self, right? It's also a sign that there's a bigger mission on this world that you need to answer to. There's a bigger mission that you need to honor. any promise that you may have made to your ancestors and spirit guides or to God, wherever, whatever time. Don't ask me when, I don't know, I wasn't there, right? Everybody's contract is always different. Hence why I say a spiritual journey is a personal journey. So everybody signs their contract at a certain time, at a specific time in their incarnation or before incarnation, whatever the case is, as a soul level to say that at this age I will be ready to answer or to call or to serve. And if you don't, that's when the anxiety starts coming in. Um, Sometimes, like I said, it's spiritual, sometimes it's medical, sometimes it's your ancestors calling you to say this is the time, because most people have more than one gift. Some gifts are ancestral, some gifts are on the soul level, some gifts are from God, and some are just elemental gifts that you get, which I will make a video about in terms of the different types of spiritual gifts. So it depends where your gift is coming from. Okay. um and it's also a sign that it's time for change. So I've written down stuff here. So it's also a sign that it's time for change. It's time to change your life, basically. So hence why the nervous system will know that the change is approaching before you actually know. But if you start having anxiety, guys, even if you're in a relationship and you start having anxiety about the person that you are in, it's a sign that it's time for change. You know what I mean? um it's also your gut feeling, your intuition telling you that, you know what, it's time. It's a hunch. It's a gut feeling type of vibe that you would know that something is happening. For those that are already on their spiritual journey, why you would get in anxiety could be communication from your higher self. It could be communication from your ancestors and spirit guides to tell you it's time to pray, pay attention, action. It's time to do something, or it's time to stop doing something when the anxiety hits. So it's your job to pay attention why you are getting anxiety or what is happening around you at the time that you're getting the anxiety, because it could be communication. No? Most times overthinkers are the ones that get anxiety a lot. Overthinkers most times are spiritually gifted, not all the time, but most times they get anxiety. So it also is a sign that you could be in the future. So your mind is already thinking future wise, but your body's still here. You are maybe in tomorrow. Tomorrow is what day? Thursday. Today is Wednesday, but you are in a Thursday. You're already thinking ahead while your body is still here. So obviously there's misalignment, right? Because the mind is in the future and the body is still in the present or in the past for some people. So it is a sign, guys, that you need to go through, and you are awakening. You need to go through your spiritual journey. For those that are spiritual, it happens a lot just before you are awakening. For those that are already on their journey, it does happen. But over time, once you have started your spiritual journey, once you've answered the call, once you are doing what you need to do, the anxiety does stop, does subside. Yes, you do get it here and there, but it does stop. For example, with me, I struggle with anxiety, especially after having my second child. For about 4 or 5 years, being a mom of my second child, I struggled with my anxiety. Granted, that's the actual time when my awakening was starting, when a lot of things that were happening around me, and I wasn't even aware that those things are happening. And now I can safely say that I'm not anxious anymore. However, I do get anxiety every now and again, especially when I do readings, because a lot of people that I connect with are going through a serious dip of anxiety, and it's so uncomfortable to have anxiety because you can't breathe, you struggle to breathe. It's like something is sitting right here and you're like and then you're like, you can't, you struggle to breathe so much. So it does happen, guys. Even to us, it has happened to me. It just happens every now and again. It depends what's happening, but me at this point, I already know what it means for me. So I hope I give you clarity, and I wish you all the best in your awakening. For those that need help, I do offer private readings. Please do DM me or WhatsApp me on the number that is on my profile. I love you all. I'll see you on the next video. Love and light. Peace.